everyone, welcome to another episode of the RC Flight School. And as you can see, we are now outside, so we have moved past ground school. We've moved past real flight in the flight simulator, and we are at the Grand Haven RC Flying Club field with a Horizon instructor, Chuck here, who's going to teach Logan on his very first flight. Tonight the winds are a little bit more than what we would like. They're roughly about 10-11 miles per hour, but you know what? Logan's been practicing in real flight with a little bit of the wind, and so we're going to take those skills and we're going to put them to the test today. So Chuck, why don't you take a moment here to introduce yourself and kind of explain what we're going to be doing tonight with Logan.
Sure. My name's Chuck. I've been flying airplanes for about 5 years or so. Actually did my first flight on this field and with one of the other fellas here. So today we hope to get Logan in the sky, get his first flight under his belt, and we'll start that out by doing some simple patterns. We'll just try, since the wind's kind of a little bit of a component this way, we'll do right hand circles, and we get that down, we'll switch, go the other direction, and then we'll go from there and see if we can get some figure eights and whatnot.
Great. Yeah, and we'll be using the Habu STS here, which a lot of people, of course, are questioning starting a new student out on an EDF, but I'm here to say I think it's going to work out just fine. I have flown the Habu, Chuck has flown the Habu, and there's nothing that would make us worried about this at all. And Chuck, you're actually a Horizon instructor, is that correct?
Right, yeah, I signed up and have worked through that process here, I guess the end of last year.
Yeah,
I had heard about it and wanted to make it available for folks to come out here to Grand Haven and try that. We've gotten a couple people who've contacted us from it, and yeah, we hope that that's an advantage for the club and for Horizon to get new people out in flying.
Well, great. All right. Well, enough of the introduction and the talking. Let's get flying. So I'm going to turn over the controls here to Chuck and Logan. They're going to get the Habu in the air and get some batteries in it here and see how Logan does on his very first flight in real life, not just on Real Flight 9.5 anymore. So, all right, you guys go ahead and get set up, and let's go ahead and put it in the air.
All right. General plan of attack here is I'll take off, I'll get it in the air, and I'll probably come around and get it going this way.
All right.
And then I'll say, "Are you ready?" And then I'm gonna. When you need to tell me that you're ready. If you don't say anything, I'm not gonna switch the switch.
Okay.
So I need to hear your voice to say you're ready, and then I'll give you control. And then you're just gonna fly straight. We don't want to go too far. If you reach the taxiway down there, you're probably going too far. Now make your turn and just make a gentle turn. We'll have it in safe mode. I got control. Safe mode's there.
Yeah.
You should be good. So, all right. You feeling good about it?
Bit nervous.
Bit nervous.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll get it in the air and we'll go from there. So I think you'll do fine. You've got a lot of practice. All right. So we're gonna power on. So we're on, and I'm in safe mode. So we're gonna go ahead and throttle up and take off. Nice, easy takeoff. We're gonna build some altitude here. Safe mode's really working right now. I'm gonna level out and get some airspeed. And now she's flying pretty good. So that's hands off. It's just flying itself right now. So I pretty much have full throttle into it. And that's the radius that it's letting me turn on right now. So it's doing its thing. I'm gonna get out away from us a little bit before and it is climbing. It does climb on its own. It has a slow climb rate. And if I'm pushing down right now, it wants to climb. So you'll probably have to actually push up on the stick. And you can kind of judge where I'm at. I'm way up in the sky. And it's just doing its safe mode thing. So are you ready?
Yep.
Okay, you have the plane. So keep your throttle, looks good. And go ahead and start a left-hand turn. And it's gonna hold you back. Keep power in because we're so windy here. Fly a little bit to the right and get out from us a little ways. That's good. Keep going, kind of point from us a little bit. And when you're ready, go ahead and make your turn. Just a nice gentle turn to the left. breaths if you're nervous. But the plane really is taking care of itself in safe mode. Even though it's pretty windy today,
Yeah.
it's flying pretty good. So there you go. Make your, not too tight. That's pretty tight. You can make the plane let you do that, and that was actually a pretty tight turn. I would try to let the radius be a little bit bigger.
Okay.
Swoop out, and so this plane's actually really forgiving. Go ahead and make your turn, and come on around. You're doing good. I'm going to go ahead and correct a little bit, but try not to fly over our heads. We want,
Yeah.
There you go. Good job. Come to the right a little bit. There you go. Straighten it out to the field. And then when you're ready, go ahead and start your turn. Nice big turn. Just hold on to it. Let it come around. A bit of power. When you go into the wind there, you're going to need some more power to get through it. How's it feel to you?
Good.
Are you on full throttle or are you
No.
quite? Okay. Yeah, I like the way that's turning there. Go ahead and give it full throttle on the straightaway here. Let me feel that. It's not too crazy. The speed's reasonable. With this wind today, you want to keep that speed up a little bit. And if you're comfortable, you're doing good with these turns. You're flying the pattern. If you want to turn around and go the other way, just make a right-hand turn down here. If you're comfortable, I think you'll be fine. Go ahead and try that. The birds seem to want to take the airspace too. Oh, there's a fox crossing the field right now. Brian, did you get the fox out there?
Yeah.
There's a fox on the field.
First time for anything. I've never seen one out here.
Why?
That explains the birds.
How's it doing?
Logan, you're doing a fantastic job flying with a fox on the field.
Thank you.
And all the birds.
That's a first.
Go ahead and give it some more throttle. Your timer set, I take it?
Yes.
Okay, we're at 1 minute. So
Time to bring her in.
Yep. I'm going to go ahead and take control. I have the control. And I'm going to power down here. We got to get this thing down. I'm just gliding right now, actually.
On the simulator, it really likes to float.
Yes, it
The
is.
real one does too.
And the safe wants to keep it in the air. So I just basically have to power down right now because the safe is managing the landing. And I'm going to go around because that's way too fast yet. And I have no problem going around. So I'm going to kind of keep a little bit lower attitude because it just wants to fly. So power is coming down here. I'm coming in across the runway because of the strong wind. Slow down, plane. There it goes. All right.
Awesome.
You want to taxi it back?
Sure.
All right, you got the plane.
Oh, all right, Logan, good job. I tell you, that was a pretty good flight from what I could see from the camera, and great job not being distracted by a fox coming right up here on the field. We've been flying here for a long time, never seen anything like that. You didn't even have any issue at all. You stayed in control of the aircraft and did a fantastic job. So, how does the Habu compare to flying on the simulator?
It's really similar. It's really similar, and yeah, obviously the wind's died down a bit, which is thankful because it was much easier to control the plane. But yeah, it was really fun, and yeah, I think I did pretty good.
The plane is in one piece. I'd say that is pretty good.
That's a very successful
So,
flight.
Chuck, how did he do as an instructor?
You did awesome. Training other folks and whatnot. It's hard to maintain the the orientation of the plane, and the wind it's really blowing the plane around.
It's enough to keep me at home.
I was amazed at a couple of things. You made a couple of sharp turns, and we were talking that through, and then you started getting them bigger. But you did a turn down here that was almost like a pin turn, a hairpin turn, and that plane just stayed perfectly level, and it just kept on going, which was really amazing. I mean, that speaks to the
it does. It really
safe
does.
and the controls in the plane. Was very forgiving for you. We had you throttle up to full throttle a few times, and we did both right hand and left hand circles. We didn't get too many left hands in because of the time we ran out. But you're able to control the plane and keep it going straight down the runway, and that was really good.
Especially with this wind.
Yeah, especially with the wind. So, and the wind does feel, like you mentioned, starting to slow down a little bit. So,
checking the wind socks here. I think, so I think we're going to take advantage of this, and we're going to get a couple more batteries in. But I'd say this wraps up Logan's very first flight with the Habu STS, and I think so far, at least, I would definitely say that this is definitely a trainer airplane, and you can use it as a trainer, as we've demonstrated here. And of course, we're going to be working with Logan to get him so he can solo this airplane on his own. But that probably won't be this next flight. He's got a little bit more training to do. But I tell you what, that was very impressive for his very first flight, and it's with an EDF. It was years before I ever got to an EDF. Logan's first flight on an EDF. So, all right, well, let's grab some other batteries and get this thing back up in the air. But this wraps up the first episode of being at the flying field in the RC Flight School with Logan and Chuck.